Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. I can never say that. And follow me on Twitter at SuperHypeDC. So just right now, been seen on Twitter, and they also added it to the official trailer for Wonder Woman. There's been a lot of back and forth about, not back and forth, but speculation that they're probably eventually going to have to just bite the bullet, release it on HBOMax. It's been pushed back several times for the theater release, but now we have a clear answer. And so that is on December 25th, which is the most recent pushback date for a theatrical release. On December 25th, it will be released in theaters and on HBOMax the same day. So they have attached this to the end of the most recent trailer that we've gotten for the movie. You can see that it says there, in theaters December 25th and on HBOMax, and then in kind of like smaller print, it says at no additional cost for subscribers. So that might seem like a no-brainer. If you are subscribed to this service, then why would you have to pay an additional cost? But as we all know, like with what happened like with Mulan on Disney Plus, since they the same thing happened with Mulan, it was supposed to be released in theaters in March, which is pretty much when everything started shutting down. And then they pushed it back to like June or July. And then they finally just decided they were going to have to release it on HBOMax. So, but, I mean, HBOMax on Disney Plus, but it wasn't like $30 unless you wanted to wait until like this month in November to watch it. Then, you know, it's at no additional cost. But when it first came out on there, you have to pay, you know, of course, a one-time fee, and then you can watch it as much as you want after that. But so it's at no additional cost if you're a subscriber to HBOMax. So Gal Gadot also just tweeted this when this news dropped, just like very recently. Okay, it's time. We've all waited a long time for this one to come. I can't tell you how excited I am for all of you to see this movie. It wasn't an easy decision, and we never thought we'd have to hold on to the release for such a long time, but COVID rocked all of our worlds. We feel the movie has never been so relevant, and we hope that it'll bring some joy, hope, and love to your hearts. Wonder Woman 1984 is a special one for me, and I can only hope it'll be as special to you too. We've put our hearts and souls into it, so you can watch it in theaters. They're doing an amazing job keeping it safe, and you can watch it on HBOMax from your homes. Sending you love. Please keep safe and wear a mask. Happy holidays to all of us. Let the light shine in. So Gal Gadot shared that on Twitter about 45 minutes ago. And Jason Kalar also posted a article kind of explaining in a little bit more detail how they came to the decision to decide to release it in theaters on HBOMax. As I mentioned, there's been some like kind of rumors coming out that, oh, it's going to be on HBOMax only, or you know, it's the theater release is going to get pushed back again until like the summertime. So, and it's already been pushed back a lot. And even before all of that happened, the release date changed also, like before that, a long time ago. So it's like she said, they've held on to this release for a long time. So this is what Jason Kilar shared, an article. Today we announced that Wonder Woman 1984, the eagerly anticipated tentpole film by Patty Jenkins with Gal Gadot and Chris Pine reprising their roles as Diana Prince and Steve Trevor, is going to be released worldwide in theaters on December 25th. In the United States, we will also be making this remarkable movie available on HBOMax at no extra cost the same day that the Wonder Woman 1984 premieres in theaters for the first month of the film's release. So that's kind of an interesting detail. It says for the first month of the film's release. So I don't know if that means it's only going to be on HBOMax for, I don't know. Maybe it means that the first month it won't be an extra cost, and then maybe after that month it will be. But I don't know if that's what that means. That's kind of my interpretation of it. For a movie of this scale, this is unprecedented. Given that, we wanted to share some context. There are many things that factor into a decision like this. Of course, the pandemic, our belief in the theatrical experience, and to that end, the importance of exhibitors. Our mission to be strong and supportive partners to Patty Gale, producer Chuck Roven, and the entire Wonder Woman 1984 team. And finally, the fans, which is where important decisions like this should always start and should always end. We are, of course, in an extraordinary moment. This entails a patchwork of regulations, geographic considerations, and most importantly, fan preferences. With that in mind, we see an opportunity to do something firmly focused on the fans, give them the power to choose between going to their local cinema or opening on HBOMax. Superfans will likely choose both. This incredible movie will be available both ways on the exact same day. If you are fortunate to live in a place where theaters are open, we believe we are offering a great option given the cinema-safe protocols our partners have put in place. With this, exhibitors are offering a movie-going experience with social distancing, masks, cleaning, and ventilation protocols. On the other hand, if you and your family prefer to stay in and make your own popcorn, this holiday we want to share the experience of Wonder Woman 1984 with you the exact same day on HBOMax. It's your decision to make. Of course, HBOMax is not available internationally, so not everyone has that readily available, but they're probably just trying to do the best they figured maybe this is just the best we can do to not have to avoid continuing pushing it back, giving the fans this movie that we've been wanting. So there's only so much they could do. We are committed to the theatrical experience, and we believe giving exhibitors a movie of this nature is important right now. We believe in theaters because hundreds of millions of fans around the world value going to the movies. And as for long as fans seek out the theatrical experience, we will be there to serve them with great movies in partnership with exhibitors. Collectively, the fans get to decide these things as they should. So that's another thing that Patty Jenkins has been, and Gal Gadot, they've both been very vocal on their hard stance of we really want to release this in theaters. And now even if that, even though that means doing this dual release, they still wanted to be able to do that for theaters. They don't want the cinema experience to just completely fall off, and it's important to them to put it in theaters. So getting back to Wonder Woman 1984, we believe this decision will bring several benefits. The first and most important benefit is to the fans in the form of unprecedented choice from day one. The second benefit is to the exhibitors, providing an eagerly anticipated movie at a much needed time while they take precautions in their operations. Finally, we believe that our creative partners and ourselves will benefit from this decision in the form of fan response both theatrically and via HBOMax in the US. So again, they believe, they really want to help theaters. Hopefully this will help some of the, cinemas that have been struggling. There's already been some very prominent chains that have closed down. They don't want that to continue happening. I find it fascinating that we will be measuring the performance of this movie in an entirely new way. To use a line from The Wizard of Oz, we're not in Kansas anymore. While we pay attention to theatrical revenues, our expectations are clearly adjusted due to COVID-19. In parallel, we will be paying close attention to the numbers of families and fans diving into HBOMax, as we certainly anticipate that a portion of fans will choose to enjoy Wonder Woman 1984 that way on opening day and beyond. To provide a comparable, a little over 4 million fans in the US enjoyed the first Wonder Woman movie on its opening day in 2017. Is it possible for that to happen again this Christmas with Wonder Woman 1984 between theaters and HBOMax? We are so excited to find out, doing everything in our power to provide the power of choice to fans. Many of us could use an uplifting story this season. We think we have that and more in WW84. We believe audiences are going to love every minute of this great movie this holiday season, and we are looking forward to sharing it in this unprecedented way. So of course, not just WB, but studios in general are just having to kind of be creative and maybe take some losses here and there in order to, give these movies to fans that we've been waiting for. And I think it's a good decision. Instead of, continuing to push it back, and not even knowing the state that cinemas are going to be in at that time. Say they had pushed it back again to next summer, summer of 2021. I don't know if there's going to be like they said, it's a complicated process to sell these movies out to, where they're going to put them in theaters. So they wanted to do that for theaters and for fans. So that's what they're, probably trying to decide between and making this decision. they don't want to only cater to theaters or only cater to fans. They kind of wanted to do the best they could to support both. So I think this is a good decision. No more pushing it back. It's just set December 25th in theaters and HBO Max if you're in the US. And HBO Max is going to be available on Amazon Fire now, Amazon Fire TV, and those devices. So I don't know if, I mean, it says in the US. So I don't know if, I mean, internationally, I don't know how that's going to work as far as like how they could have access to it besides theaters. I mean, worldwide it is going to be in theaters. But of course, depending on where you live, that's not, might not be an option. So I know, like I said, they're doing the best they can probably to just be able to get it out and get it released. I'm glad they're not doing an extra charge for subscribers. That's kind of, I mean, I know it's a movie that's supposed to be in theaters and all of that, but that kind of shows that you appreciate just your fans in general. There's really no need to, I mean, it's not like people are just, I mean, people want to be able to go to the movie theater, as far as I understand. And even though, yes, like having these streaming services, it is a convenience, and it does, you know, it is a convenience. Like, it's nice to be able to do that kind of stuff at home, but people still do want that experience of going to the movie theater also. So I think it's good to have a choice between those and not having to like, oh, well, I want to watch this, but I don't want to risk going to a movie theater or taking my kids to the theater. You know, I don't want to risk that because I really want to watch this movie. Well, you can watch it at home and not have to actually pay full price for it. So I'm glad that they're not doing like an extra charge. But like it says, for the first month of the film's release. So I don't know if it's going to be an added charge after that. I don't really know what that means, but maybe we'll know more later on. So yeah, I think that was a good decision. No more wondering, you know, when it's going to be released or if it's going to be released on HBO Max or theaters. I think it's also a good way to get people to subscribe now instead of waiting for the Snyder. I think it's going to set a good, I don't want to say precedent, but I think it's going to be good for Zack Snyder's Justice League that they're putting this on HBO Max. I don't really know why. I don't know how I'm making that connection, but I am somehow. I don't know why, but I just am. Of course, it's, you know, a DC movie, but I think it's just good because there's plenty of people that are like, you know, I don't need HBO Max right now. I'm going to wait until Zack Snyder's Justice League is being released, and then I'm going to subscribe because that's the main thing I'm waiting for. I think this will help them kind of get maybe some of the Snyder Cut people subscribe now, and just like, oh, well, it's probably going to come out, you know, this is not coming out still for another month, and then hopefully Snyder Cut will be out like within at least the first few months of the year in 2021. So maybe it'll kind of get those people in the door now with their subscription and not just waiting until Snyder Cut comes out. So let me know what you think about their decision to release it in theaters and HBO Max. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Twitter, and we'll see you next time.